We thought we'd get an idea this morning of the supply side of things. Where is the stuff coming through? What is the problem? So Ben's gone to a wholesale market in London for us to explain what is going on. Good morning, Ben. How are the supplies there?
Well, there is absolutely no shortage here. We're just near Heathrow Airport and the produce comes in from all over the world and then gets distributed right across the UK. We've got cucumbers here, we've got some aubergines. These come from Spain, by the way. Fresh tomatoes, boxes and boxes of tomatoes. These are from Morocco. More fresh produce here, sweet peppers, lettuces, and so on. No shortages here, but people will have seen on social media, maybe even at their local supermarket, pictures of empty shelves, and the shortages in some cases so bad that Asda and Morrisons have limited the number of items each person can buy. Morrisons limiting it to 2 per customer, Asda limiting certain items like sweet peppers and lettuces to 3 per customer. Why is this happening? Well, at this time of year, we import most of our fresh produce from abroad, places like Spain and Morocco, where the weather has been so bad that it's hit the harvests. And as a result of those poor harvests, it means there are shortages. You might say, well, we grow a lot of this stuff in the UK. True, but at this time of year, you'd need to do that in a greenhouse. And for farmers, the high energy costs mean it's just not viable to do that. And so what we have is a situation where the National Farmers Union is saying if we want to ensure good supplies, we need to import less and we need to support local growers. All of this at a time when food prices are rising at the fastest rate on record. Food inflation at more than 16%. Let's find out how it's affecting the wholesalers here and the knock-on effect on you and me. Paul is here. He's been working here, well, throughout the night, most of the night, and for a good many years. What's happening to the box of tomatoes? What's happening to the wholesale price for you?
More than doubled. Seasonally, it always fluctuates. Everything fluctuates. It's an open market. Reasoning behind, we're getting produce still because we're willing to pay for it. Supermarkets are tied in. It's a little bit different pricing structure. But it is very, very short supply. It really is. Everything's at a premium at the moment.
Now, people watching at home may think, well, I go to my small local corner shop or supermarket, independent grocery store, and there's stuff there, but it's more expensive. Why have they managed to get it and the big supermarket shelves are empty?
Supermarkets are generally tied into a purchasing programme. They would pay a certain price for a certain amount over a certain period of time. It works really well because it helps to keep prices quite stable. People like to see stable prices. Everyone knows where they are a little bit. The gamble there is the growing conditions. If crops fluctuate, which they will, you always get blooms of strawberries, and that affects prices dramatically. However, the supermarkets have done everything they can to keep prices regulated and quite stable. However, your local independent chap will come to the wholesale market and pay the wholesale price. Often that will be more expensive than a supermarket. Sometimes that'll be less. It really does depend on the time of the year and the season. At the moment, they will be paying an awful lot more than the supermarkets, but they will have it generally.
Okay. Paul, thank you for explaining that. Really helpful to know that. And, you know, one of the things, Sally and John, when we talk about these situations with shortages, I think the important point to really emphasise is buy what you need, get what you'd normally get. Don't go out and buy more than you need and stock up, partly because it's going to make the shortages worse, and partly because it's going to go off before you've got to use it anyway, and then it's no good to anyone.
Indeed. Good advice, Ben. Thank you very much indeed.